Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your December 2016 reading. It's really fantastic to see you. I want to wish you in advance sort of a happy holiday season. And to kick things off for this December 2016 reading, which by the way you can use for sun, for rising, and for moon, I really wanted to focus on something slightly different and put out like a big lens on what's going on in the world right now. We'd have to be living under a rock not to notice the election, and also even larger events this year like Brexit. There's been a lot of tension in sort of like the global world right now when it comes to emotions, politics, beliefs. And one thing I'd love for all of us to work on, this is my holiday wish for all of us, is to increase our capacity for empathy. For you, when I channeled information, I set that intention this month, and I got the two words, to verify and to validate. And what I really mean with these two is to be a better active listener. So what you can do when you're listening to someone after they've said something very important, or if they've given you instructions, or if they've criticized you, what you can say is, I think you were saying this, or help me understand, or it sounds like you're looking for this. That's a way to make sure that you understood what was said, and then they can correct it if not, and maybe you can avoid a disagreement. The other thing with this is to do homework so that before you go into any sort of a charged situation, you know maybe what this person is looking for, some of their past challenges, and you can show that you care about them, that you've done the research. It's sort of like if you're applying for a job, you always want to start off with something that shows that you know what the company is about, you understand what they're looking for, and then you kind of go into why you think you're a match. But you always want to buffer it with, hey, I have an understanding, even if it's a small understanding of what you're talking about, and I'm trying to meet you halfway. That really makes it so much more enjoyable to have any sort of conversation, whether it's a negotiation, a conflict resolution, or just a hello, because you found a common ground. So verify and validate. Make sure you've done your homework before big conversations, and when you're listening to someone, make sure that you understand them. And just, even if you're sort of echoing back, not to the point of like a parrot, but it's just sort of at certain points, maybe even towards the middle, you'll say, I just want to say, first of all, this has been a great conversation, and I want to take a couple of notes here and make sure that I've heard everything. Is this right, and is this right? All right, let's move on. That way they know that you're actively listening, you cared enough to make sure that you were putting yourself in their shoes and understood their perspective. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pull the cards for this month. For those of you that are new, I want to say hi and welcome. Every month I pull a Celtic cross to look and see what's coming through for each sign. In addition to that, I look at health, wealth, love, and destiny using oracle cards. And after I've pulled this Celtic cross here, I'm also going to look at a catalyst card. And the same way that this would apply in science, a catalyst is something that affects everything around it and basically creates reactions. So I see it as the strongest card in what I pull, and if I need clarity in anything else that I'm looking at, I take a look at the catalyst card to get context. So your catalyst card is adversity. And it's interesting that I spent so much time talking about conflict resolution because you may need to do some of that this month. It says, I'll accept the challenges. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. So one thing with adversity is it doesn't always mean an argument. It can mean a challenge in getting something done in the time that you want, or being able to find something that you're looking for. It might be harder than you think. There's going to be some challenges and some roadblocks in December, but what this is saying is packed into that frustration is something where you're going to learn, possibly release karma, and the sooner you sort of accept, move on, and go to the next phase, the happier you'll be, and the sooner you can go to sort of like your next karmic lesson. So a little bit of challenges this month. I'm not worried about it though, because the cards look pretty good actually. So as we look into December 2016 for your sign, it starts off with a card showing someone, possibly you, who really is sort of like, this is like a keystone, or like the glue that holds things together. And I think you're, like, from what I'm seeing with this card, the energy says you're going to do a great job at multitasking this month. you may be, some of you just may be single, living alone, or even if you're with someone, you sort of feel like you carry the load. And what this means is good, first of all, good for you for always being able to be self-sufficient and independent. The other thing that it says, though, is that there is opportunity. People around you want to help, whether it's lending a hand, lending some resources like money or time, or possibly just you have the ability to say, hey, I need you to do this, if you're in an authority position. So I would encourage you to not always feel like you have to be the sole person taking charge, because what's interesting about wands is their potential energy. And if it's only you, you're kind of not giving other people a chance to step up or to shine or to grow. So the opportunity here is to sort of share the candle flame and let everyone do their part. It's a great month for friendships, for partnerships, and also to stay focused on things. I love this Four of Wands because at the intersection of everything, you sort of see all the energy coming out of that. So I would say you look like right now you have a good support team around you, or you have people that are ready and willing to help if you ask. And the other thing that I see is looking into the next year, you're looking very strong from now until April. So good time for friendships, for if you want to start a new relationship or solidify an old one like an engagement or a marriage. Anytime between now and next April is a good time to pop the question or let someone know that you're ready to start a business with them. When I look at your deep past, we have the Lovers in reverse, and the cool thing with the Lovers in reverse, you have to excuse the construction in the background there, with the Lovers in reverse is it has to do with, first of all, I feel like you've had a very great ability this past year to pull in the types of relationships and people that you've been looking for, but you may not have found either the perfect person or the perfect opportunity. So as you sort of go into 2017, I get a little sense of longing, looking for like either more appreciation in a present relationship, or possibly really still looking for that soul partner. So I'm just validating that there may be some frustration there. Remember that sometimes it's just as easy as raising your hand if you're in a relationship and saying, hey, we've both been really busy for a little bit. I'd love to just spend tonight with you and like hang out. It doesn't have to be like, hey, we need to talk, because that can be overwhelming for someone. You could just say, I miss hanging out with you. Do you want to just order in and watch a movie? Okay? So for people that you've been with, maybe try to rekindle the flame. For those of you that are feeling dissatisfied, don't worry. I'm seeing some opportunities, but I do think you're at a precipice in some relationships where it's either going to move forward and you're going to fix things, or for some of you, you might be preparing to step away, and that's okay. Let's look at immediately what's around you. It feels like this last month, I almost get the feeling like it was very intensive with like thinking. So you may have had a lot of challenges or problems that came your way, and if you did, I feel like it's getting a little bit easier right now, or that all of the hard work paid off, because in your ego position we have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is a sign of support, stability, and increased financial security. So even if you're not making the money that you want, or some of your bills have gone up, I feel like you've got a better handle on what your money situation is, and you'll be able to manage. And at least for the next year, it looks like you're in a place where you're going to understand how to manage with what you've got. Trust is difficult, though. For those of you that are working in an office, or for those of you that have had strained family relations, this card is really representing the frustration in understanding if you can trust people, if they're talking about you when you're not there. My advice for this is focus on your own growth. I love this illustration, which is really showing that I believe 2017 and actually 2018 are your 2 years to sort of like spread your wings and really grow. But just like metamorphosis, it takes time to transform yourself. And what I'm seeing here is 7 or 8 months of next year, I think you're going to steadily see an improvement in your mood and opportunities. And by the summertime, it'll feel like an entirely different world for you. But right now, there are definitely some challenges that we want to work through. One of them could be with past. Again, I'm getting a feeling that this comes from the past. Something stems from the past. So and it's connected to what can also be a family card. So if you're having any challenging family relations, or relationships with family, I should say. So this would be like, it can be a cousin, it can be a sister, it could be an aunt, an uncle, someone who you love, but you're feeling friction. I think what you have to do is set some boundaries on that and decide how much of their time and presence do you want to have in your life. And if it's feeling like it's not beneficial anymore, it's okay to sort of step aside. Justice is a very fair card, but it is one where you're going to have to probably make a decision, and it may mean sort of separation for a while from somebody. Your outcome card is the King of Wands reversed. So for this, I feel like there's a little frustration that people aren't listening to you, and so when I was talking about you validating other people's words and thoughts, I do sense that there could be frustration that they're not doing the same for you. So one, you can try modeling it and see if they pick up on your sort of technique, and if they don't, it may be appropriate to bring it up. And so again, this is something where you tread lightly and you decide, is it worth the battle? And if it isn't, then just turn the dial down and decide, maybe I'm not going to take every call, or maybe I'll just cut this conversation a little bit short, still help them, still listen, but then just say, it's been really great chatting, but I have to get moving to my next appointment, or whatever it is, and people will understand. So create your own boundaries, be firm, but be polite, and I think you'll be able to get into a better place. In regards to relationships, I'm not seeing new love come in so much as possibly an old relationship, or something that's not been exactly, let's say, it could be a codependent, so it may not be exactly ideal. You might be stepping away from that. Pay attention to trust. If you trust people, that's what's really important. So let's expand your forecast and take a look first at health, which includes your mind, body, and spirit. And for your health card, we have Sanctuary this month. The interesting thing about this is that it is sort of like a modified Hermit card when I look at it. So if you need to spend time by yourself, particularly if you're feeling either like you don't trust people, or you just need to distance yourself to see if they're going to understand you, that's okay. I would say you should put a cap on that though, and I think that, by the third week of the month, you should be in a place where you understand what's going on with whatever's been stressing you out. So give yourself time to sort of retreat, and then don't retreat forever though. That would be my advice. As we look at your career opportunities, at wealth opportunities, let's see what the advice is. Love it. Manifestation. So this is basically a magician card whenever I see manifest. So for this, I want you to really focus less on what people are saying, less on what they think of you or what you think of them, more on this card here, which is about your metamorphosis, your transformation, and also about taking the resources, people that it doesn't have to be money. It could be like really strong networks or loved ones that want to help you, or maybe someone invited you for a trip or a vacation. This says, make it happen. Call them up, say, I'm ready. And if there's a job opportunity, say, listen, we've talked a lot about this. Are there openings now? I'm ready to get started. You have the power to make bold moves this month, should you choose to do so. As we look at your romantic or love life, let's see what's coming through. Keep an open mind. I love this one. It's basically saying that whoever or whatever you think you want, it actually may come in a much different package or at a much different time. So maybe you've always thought, oh, I'm looking for a really stable person, or I want to find like someone that works in this industry or that. Your ideal mate may be from like an entirely different country and be doing something that you never imagined that you'd someone doing. So keep an open mind. You could miss another opportunity if you don't. As we check into your not your catalyst, but your trajectory, your destiny card for this month, let's see where you're headed and if you like where you're headed. So this is almost precisely what I said at the beginning. It says start delegating. So what I'm seeing is that you might be trying to take on too much. If you delegate, you're going to be better able to increase your not just your happiness, but also your prosperity. So let's quickly summarize everything, because I know that was a lot. Your channeled information this month was to verify and validate, and really connect that with empathy so that people understand, hey, I know what you're feeling, or I'm trying to understand. And then it's a lot more enjoyable to work with you when they know that you care about them and legitimately care. Your catalyst this month is to look a challenge in the face and think, okay, this isn't the end of the world. This is something that I can learn from, that I can understand, and it's going to help me in the long run. Remember to delegate. You can't always be the only one that does things. And sometimes, I know that's like an old expression, if you want to get the job done right, do it yourself. Not always correct. Sometimes you can overdo things, and you can, it comes off as too controlling for other people. So share the burden. There's a lot of people that want to be with you. And I do believe there's a lot of love and support around you, but I do sense a longing or a needing for a different type of validation from your partner, and if that's the case, ask for it. As far as your energy goes, I want you to make sure that you're resting. This has also been a common theme this month. Whenever I see Ace of Wands reverse, it shows a little bit of exhaustion. So check in on your sleep schedule. Maybe eliminate some distractions before bed. Don't fall asleep with the TV on. Don't drink caffeine too close to bedtime. And make sure that you're trying to keep a consistent sleep and wake schedule. Trust could be a big issue this month. Spend more time on yourself and making sure that you don't really need to put energy into thinking what people are saying, because if they are gossiping, that's their thing. If you don't trust them, that's an entirely different matter, and perhaps you need to confront or dismiss someone from your life if there's something that they've done that proves that they're not really an advocate for you. I see a lot of help, support, resources around you, so enjoy that and take advantage of that, and also give back if you want to, because that's a community card. When we look at what's going on with your state of being right now, your health, wealth, starting with your health, but looking at mind, body, spirit, I feel like you want to retreat a little bit and spend time at home, and that's okay. But like I said, try to get out towards the latter part of the month. There should be nothing stopping you when it comes to career opportunities this month. The Manifest card says it's up to you, start the magic, make things happen. For love and relationships, stay open-minded. Friends, loved ones, partners could come in unusual situations and packages, so be open to everything. Finally, if you let go of some things that you've been trying to do yourself, the universe will open up its heart and abundance will sort of flow through. So sometimes you have to just give up something and say, you know what, you can take care of this. Actually, it would be a big help. Thank you. And then that shows that you're not controlling, and that actually when you let go of something, 1 or 2 or 3 new opportunities will pop up. You'll remain busy. I have no doubt of that. So one last note though, if there is someone from your past that comes through this month, so maybe it's a past lover or an estranged family member, there is a chance for reconciliation, and I forgot to mention that. But I feel like they could be a very strong fire sign, or they could have that fiery energy where they don't want to tune into you. So if that's the case, practice some of those empathy skills that we talked about earlier, and I think that will help. If you ever need more personal advice, you can reach out to me for a one-on-one reading. I'll post the link so you can check rates and availability. Otherwise, a great way to keep in touch every month is to subscribe to the channel or to my newsletter. And you can also follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if this was really helpful and you just want to say thanks, I offer a little button at the end where you can click donate, and that's completely optional, but it is very much appreciated. Finally, and most importantly, I want to wish everybody a very, very happy holiday. As we get into 2017 in January, we'll be able to look a little bit more at what that year has in store for you. But based on what I've seen, it looks like once you delegate, there's going to be some great things coming through for you. And especially with this lovely manifestation card, if you stay focused and stay present, I think you've got a great month ahead of you. Okay, so have a fantastic holiday season. Very happy New Year. Thank you so much for all the the subscribe, and the support that you've given me over the past year. And please keep it up. And I'll take. I just want to sort of give back what you've given to me, which is appreciation, love, and support. So take care of yourself. Much love. I'll see you in 2017.